Hi guys, I am on my next journal, number 5. Um, Looks like an interesting one. I started this diary September 15th, 1996. This diary reveals many of my problems and fears. If I have a daughter someday, I'll give her all my stories to read and take care of. I dedicate this specific diary to her because most of my pains and fears are included in these few short months. Dear daughter, your name Sarah means everything to me, and never really told you why, but throughout my journey, you'll understand. Promise you'll make the most of each day, minute, hour, never dwell on fear or sorrow like I often did. Remember me, love always, Crystal Bennett. And I've actually got written that Mother Teresa and Diana died this year. I really liked Mother Teresa. I remember being obsessed with her, and I was definitely obsessed with Diana. But it's so funny. I start my journal by writing a letter to Devin, Sawa, and Mary Kate and Ashley. So funny. Let me see. Dear Devin, how are you? Enjoying your acting career? Do you ever get tired of people knowing who you are and making a big deal out of it? It must be hard to keep up your grades with acting and everything. Do you have a very busy life? I guess I should tell you my name, though. It wouldn't make, because I'm just another fan. It won't matter because I'm just another fan. My name is Crystal Bennett. My friends call me Chris. I am almost finished grade 9. I'm 15. I'll be 16 November 18th, which is Mickey Mouse's birthday, which is what I tell everybody. I told it even as a little one. I enjoy babysitting. I care about little kids very much ever since my best friend died when I was quite small. I enjoy watching movies, hanging out with friends, and relaxing with a good book. My friends would say I was a good listener, and I keep everything that they tell me in confidence, and I am fun to hang out with. I should let you go because there's probably 100 more fan letters. I wanted to tell you that besides being cute, you're a very good actor and seem very nice. So he was in things like Little Giant, and he was the real life Casper. He was in Now and Then. I don't know what else he was in, but and I asked for a signature. Mary Kate and Ashley was saying, I'm a huge fan. I've got every movie of yours and enjoyed them all. It must be really cool to have a twin sister. I'd love it. My name is Crystal. I'm almost 16. November 18th, I turned 16. I enjoy seeing you act and was very disappointed to see Full House go and their show. How's school going? Do you like being twins? What's the good and bad about you? What is your favorite movie? I'll stop asking questions so you don't feel on display. So funny. Something happened here. Today all hell broke out. Oh, somebody punched somebody. Oh, it was between Melissa's brother and someone. And rumors are being spread about us. And someone was saying that I slept with someone. Melissa is no longer my friend. She's saying a lot of stuff about people that aren't true. About me that's not true. She was going out with Gary and he dumped her, or she dumped him. Michelle asked out Gary, but she didn't answer. Gary pulled me aside and told me that one night Missy was saying so much shit about me and that he wanted to punch her out, but that he cared about me as a friend, and then he said more than a friend. He said a piece of his heart is mine, and I shook my head. No, God. knows I wish that was true. I told Tanya, Carrie, Michelle, Melissa that last year Melvin told me to come here, and I did. And he held my breast in his hands, and finally I broke free of him. And the next day he gave me $2, I'm pretty sure it was $20, and told me not to tell anybody. And I told somebody that, and I'm afraid the cops will come. That someone will tell the cops. Apparently the cops are around getting statements from everyone about what happened with Melissa and her brother. I'm not sure why I was trying to write everything. But I wanted to go live with my dad. That's still going on. Because I just can't handle all the stuff that's going on in my life. And I can't trust anyone here about anything. I'm not happy. I hate school. My friends are backstabbers, and I'm not close to anyone. All my family's there. Cousins, my friend Clinton asked me out. I didn't answer him. He left, and my classes are science, drama, computers, lunch, and history. Please don't let me shower or Gary get in trouble. I care too much about Gary. 2 nights ago, Friday, Gary was baked out of his mind, didn't know what he was doing, held a knife to Chris's friend Michelle and me. Chris or Brenda put slashes in Missy's brother's waterbed. Gary was a total ass. I had another dream about Gary that says my self-conscious is fragile, trying to tell me something. I still care deeply about Gary, but I can't have him for myself now. It's for the best. I've given up on Gary and like Craig, but I've almost given up on him too. No idea who Craig was. No idea. Summer is totally attached to me, which is Gary's niece, I think. Michelle's been going out with Gary for almost 2 months now, and they've had a lot of fights. Gary said today he didn't know how long things would last, but they were all over each other tonight. I called Ted tonight, and he said I could come down 15th, 16th, and 17th of November, kind of celebrating birthday. I'm so happy. This is the best birthday ever. I don't know if I even did that, because I don't remember spending a birthday with my dad. Hassan has a hockey game. Dad says that Sue never comes over anymore. And my grandma is sick and she can't get out of bed. The nurses come every day to give her proper medicine and therapy and everything. Dad sent me $70 to come down. He was sending me money and I was going down through the Greyhound. My grandma was on dialysis. I was very into V.C. Andrew books, so got some quotes. From V.C. Andrews. 8 days till my birthday and 5 days till I'll go to my dad's. I do not remember going to my dad's by my birthday. How did I block some of this stuff out so badly? Very into my V.C. Andrews. I had all these books. I don't know if I still have them. I have some of them. November 23rd, so I should have gone to my dad's by now. I feel unhappy. I went to my dad's for my 16th birthday? What? My 16th birthday was good, but I want it to be the best. I went to Dad's, and that was mostly why I was unhappy. Go figure. I spent hours and hours with my adorable baby brother, who I dearly love, and that brought me great happiness. Only did it disturb me when he said I wasn't his sister. Daddy was nice, but Saturday after my party didn't go good. Rita said that my last name is Salamasse, and I said no. Dad said why, and I told him why, how he wouldn't give me his last name. He said she was crying, and I told him 3 times to drop it before he actually did. Then he said, the truth hurts, didn't it? I want to scream and say he was lying. Why would I believe him? That was true. Why didn't he ever pay child support? I wanted to cry so bad that night. I could have cried. I needed desperately to cry, but I can't. I got a lump in my throat and watery eyes, and maybe one tear escaped my burning eyelids, but that's it. My party was dumb. It was the only way to get Sue to come see me. She brought Zainab with her, and she hardly said a word to me. She didn't include me in anything, and that hurt. Dad told me that Sana told Sue I was coming, and she said she didn't have time for me anymore. Even summer was different and cold. She was using me to get to Jamie, and I'm almost positive everything she said was a lie, and I am left over. I feel like I've been kicked in the face. Even sometimes when I'm with Summer, I am not completely happy anymore. No one notices this change except for myself. I am the only one who knows I am need to desperately find someone to make me happy. I no longer have anybody to turn to. Sue is not who I thought she was. I'm sorry I ever called her my sister. Michelle is not the same anymore either. She is caught up in Gary, and they do disgusting things when having sex. She doesn't care whether she gets pregnant or not. I tried to talk to Tally, but I can't say any true feelings about how disturbed and unhappy I am. I remember when I used to be happy. I'd go visit Dad and spend hours chatting on this time with Sue, or receiving a letter from her or Gina or Brian. I was truly happy to go to my father's. I was happy there despite what Rita and Dad said and the disappointment of Sue and Summers. Mostly Sue. The last couple of days I've spent less time with Summer. I'm going to the mall with Fawn tomorrow when I am going to Timbrels and singing. So I think this was the start of that suicidal part. Heaps of people gave me money for my birthday. I really do not remember going to my dad's for a birthday. I went to see Romeo and Juliet. I thought I went and saw that with my friend Andrea. But obviously, that would have been like one of my first Leonardo DiCaprio movies. But I saw it with one of my brother's girlfriends. I should have been able to cry in this movie, but I couldn't. It's weird. I didn't realize that I couldn't feel when I was little either. I really felt like crying. I thought about again. It's been months since I last cried. And I know when the tears fall, they'll come down heavier than ever before. I'll cry for Sue, Dad, Grandma, Michelle, Gary, myself, and love. I've never been this unhappy in my life, and I wish it would pass immediately. My stories in my head are the only time when I laugh. I'm not choking on tears. Wow. That's crazy. I really don't remember being that unhappy about. I mean, today my mom is no longer mad at me, which is good because I can eat a good dinner instead of a sandwich. Don't know why. Christmas is coming. Oh, Aunt Wendy had her baby boy. He was born at 25 and a half weeks. we watched my cousins while she had him. And Mom is sick. And my grandma came to help take care of us, but she had to go back. Dwayne is a handful. He's not allowed back to school for a while. Needs to go to Madame Vanier's, but Uncle Cliff and Aunt Wendy have to agree on sending him there. Yeah, I have a nephew. I have a cousin who was, very, was got into a lot of trouble, kind of on the same line now as my niece. Oh no, Mom and I are speaking again. That's different, isn't it? Wow. Mom was supposed to take me, but she's going to her friend's house. My mom was making me put my own laundry away, and I don't really care. I was going to anyways because I don't want her going through my stuff. She's making me clean the bathroom and says if I go outside, then I'll never get back in. Like, I believe that. She'd never leave me outside. And if she did, I'd get someone to the house and I could stay at. And then I'd call Dad and wait for him to arrive. And then she'd never have to put up with me anymore. I'd be much more happier. I'm very unhappy here. I hate it here. I mean, sure, I'd miss certain things, but I'd get over it. I have a whole new beginning where nobody knows me. And I'd be the real me, who never wore fake smiles just to make everyone happy, who didn't care what people said and did, who walked around without a care in the world. I'd have friends, real friends, and people who care about me. If my dad didn't like my friends, I wouldn't care. It's never stopped me before. I'd even have guy friends and wouldn't care. I don't have to go out with friends. I really don't know why I hate it here, but I do. I can never cry here anymore. I'm not happy. Sometimes I want to walk around like I don't have a care in the world and think I am beautiful and I can't think any of that here. I'm only had Brian and Susanna as my real friends, nobody else. And look what happened to them. Sarah died because of me, and Brian moved away because he didn't want to see me and pushed too hard to make him my boyfriend, and I pushed him further away from me. I have no friends and no one who truly loves me. Wow. Oh. I wrote. I typewritten. Like. Weird. I typewritten stuff. Like what I got for Christmas. Today is New Year's Eve and Gary was acting really strange. He pulled my suit up, and when I was sitting down, he pulled me closer to him and said one time to get Michelle really mad, he'd come sit beside me and put his hand on my leg and start to go up my skirt, and he didn't too. Till I pushed his hand away. Oh, he did it too until I pushed his hand away. Then he said that he'd give me a nice back rub like he does Michelle, and then he put his hand up the back of my shirt and started rubbing my back. Then he tried to kiss me and got my forehead because I moved my head. I found out Michelle was pissed off at me because she was jealous, and he said he likes me, but he loves Michelle. And I said, sure, you do, as a friend. And then he said, more than a friend. I know that he's got power over me. I still care for him and has as much as I hate to admit it. He did ask me out, and I think I would go out with him again. Sometimes I wish it was like Michelle and Melissa who'd let Gary kiss him even though he was going out with someone else. He said he liked me more than a friend because I am the only one who doesn't hit him, and I won't flirt with him, or I won't flirt with other people, and I'm nice. He's very confusing. I found out today that it is a month or so. Sue is supposed to be moving, but whether or not she does, I have no clue. Only time will tell. The baby's up to 2 pounds. Boring. Stayed up with Mom and Dave till 2 a.m. Quiz. What's your stress style? Oh my gosh. Scorpios are notoriously successful, sensitive, and super seductive. So we better represent the Scorpio girls of the world then. 15-year-old 5-foot supermodel in the making, Tainana, a native of South Africa. Tainana now lives in San Diego. No idea. Calm, cool, and collected is what I got for my stress style. You've got chilled out composure, and that makes you a great person to have around stressful moments. You're not only good at taking on your own trauma, but you're amazing at finding solution to other people's problems. Just remember, you can probably forgive yourself if every once in a while you just can't deal and have to explode. You are mere mortal after all. Sure. Don't know anything about that. Oh. Oops. Gary's mom got evicted. Michelle wanted to beat me up. But not anymore to be discussed and found a solution. I'm going to miss Gary most of all. I wish I had something to remind me of him. He literally, he lived right close to my school after this. It's so funny. Michelle's thinking of moving. Why do I have to chase all my friends away? I just am that bad of a friend to them. Just once I'd like to have a really good friend who actually stayed with me my whole life. Well, I'm still friends with Michelle, so she did stay with me my whole life. My mom and my brother fight all the time, and it makes me mad. My mom always says she wants him out. I wish I was dead and out of misery. I have nothing to look forward to. I wear a fake smile so nobody knows what I am thinking. Wow. Kelsey's coming tomorrow. At least I have something to look forward to. Jeez. This is when I'm 16. That's really crazy. It's really confronting. I have all these feelings locked away, reveal them to no one but you, Diary, and God and Sarah. I killed Sarah, and I have to deal with that. Nobody knows that I still blame myself. I told Natalie, but I think she thinks it was just a stage because of Daniel, but it's not. It's what I believe, and I also believe no one can love me. I am ugly, and everyone who I care about gets taken away from me. I hate like I have to have someone stable in my life. I dread the day that Gary got sentenced. Now I dread the day that will end my life and strength to live each day with pleasure. The day that Summer and Gary are out of my life. Wow. But I care about people so easily, and then they end up slipping away from me. It's only a matter of time before all my feelings and sorrows and pains come out about everything. People think I only think about myself, but if only I and everyone else could see the real me, I think they'd find out differently. I have nothing to achieve in life, nothing. If I had a child, I'm afraid an illness or something will take them away from me, like all the rest. I don't think this is a normal 16-year-old. I remember this night. I watched the Super Bowl with Gary. I actually thought we were going out at this time, but the feels were real. I rubbed his back and scratched his back and rubbed his tummy. He was a big baby. He fell asleep in my arms and he was so sweet. Somebody asked somebody to marry her. Sue said Jeff asked her to marry her and they were going to get married on September 12th. I think that's his sister. I talked to Michelle today. We didn't fight. I told her that Gary had power over me and I couldn't get over it. She said, I have built my life around Gary and it is true. She said, I have no life now that her and I don't spend time with her. Once Gary and summer moves, no matter how far or close, because I can't use summer as an excuse. Michelle told Gary that she knew about the cheating and he said I was lying. I don't care. All I know is that my heart beats really fast whenever Gary is around or when we somehow touch. It's not tingly, but I get butterflies quite often. Oh, it was the USA pageant. Mom and I used to watch the USA pageant. And I've got all this gymnastics stuff too. If I have a daughter, I will get her into gymnastics because Dominic Mochiana and Carrie Strong impressed me. I love them. And then I wrote down like scores of all the U.S. people. The new Miss USA. I drank vodka and orange juice and blue Koru and fruit punch. I don't remember actually drinking that at all. My mom went to sleep over at somebody's house, and so Jamie had so many friends over, and so I ended up having friends over. And I drank vodka with orange juice and blue Koru. It must be the blue liquor. I forget what it's called. It starts with a C, but I said it started with a K. And fruit punch. Semi-formal. I remember it's the only semi-formal I went to. Somebody was trying to get somebody to dance with me. But he never did. Dustin. He asked someone named Sarah instead of me. But they were all telling him to ask me out. Actions speak louder than words, and to get action, you have to start action. He didn't have the guts to ask me what color my dress was. We were very close. He was always practically right behind me. I caught his eyes on me once or twice. I know Dustin can be sweet because his eyes are so soft and gentle. I would have accepted it if he would have asked me. I was getting to the point where I almost asked him if he'd just wipe away those dumb jokes that only push me away, then maybe something can happen between us. Wow. It was called The Enchanted Garden. I wish Gary or someone at the dance was there and asked me to dance. At the end, I really started to choke up, and a few guys approached, but ran fast. What's this? Oh, skating. Skating. I love skating. Ooh! I just finished watching skating. It was fantastic. The youngest woman got gold. 14-year-old Tara Lipinski. Michelle Kwan got second. She was devastated. Tara did the hardest jump ever in competition. A triple toe. No faults in score was all 5.8 to 5.9. Nothing lower. If my child does skating, she'll be her idol. Tara goes on to compete in the world. She was very proud of her title and gold medal. Tara worked hard and did every jump movement to perfection and hard work pays off in there. Shows you that. Youngest woman to get titled in all the world. She was amazing and terrific, and then the sun shone on her tonight. That's so funny because I've talked to Tara a few times. I should tell her I've written this in my diary. She would actually think that was so funny. I might just say she might think it's funny. I'll take it out and I can message her that. Yes, I talked to Tara Lipinski. She's in the group that about children because she has the podcast and I love it. March break. I really miss March break. It's coming up again for my niece. Why did God make me survive for this? Why couldn't I have taken Sarah's place? That's crazy because Sarah literally had died they said she died 1988. So it'd been 8 years since Sarah died and I still felt that way. I remember being into the Gidget movies because my mom was really into the Gidget movies. So weird. This book doesn't have too much in it. Today's Hassan's birthday, which is my brother. Had an assembly on racism today. Had to call Gary today. He said all the girls stay away from him except for you. He then told me to stop in tomorrow after school and see how he's doing. I told him sure, he's acting weird. He's paying more attention to me and I don't know what to read into it. I went swimming with Gary during my trek and it was fun. I was very into reading at this point, so I read a lot. We went for a big walk. We went and played basketball on the court. Gary, I loved that court. I loved growing up in that complex. I still get teary and lonely and unhappy more than I care to think of. Young and the Restless makes my life feel less sad. That's so funny. I did a solo for choir. I don't remember doing a solo for choir. I had my first midterm. I was invited to Kim's birthday party. I don't really talk about Kim and Glenna much, but I know I was with them a lot. This book is almost today. Today I had a horrible day. I thought a lot about Brian and I had a dream that Brian had his arm wrapped around me and we were walking outside and I kissed him and said, I wish we weren't brother and sister, and he said we weren't, and then I woke up. Strange. That totally is strange. I miss Brian a lot. Funny. Still going on about Brian, too. He was in my 13, 14, 15 one. Good song. What's a good song? Bryan Adams, Finally Found Someone. Okay. Oh, it's Miss Universe. Oh, it's my baby brother's birthday. It's when my grandma died. I went to school all excited about calling Rita, and I got home at about 5:30. I called Dad telling him my marks, and he said that was really good. I asked how Teta was and found out she died 3 weeks ago. I had a stroke. Rita took it hard. Yeah, Rita wasn't very old when this happened. I feel horrible. Would have liked to have been there the last hour to tell her that I love her and say goodbye. I didn't get to say goodbye. I was in shock and almost cried on the phone. I didn't talk to Rita. I remember that, and it's actually my greatest fear is that my grandma, that will happen to like my uncle and no one will tell me. Yeah, it was really bad. Sorry, I keep dropping out. Miss USA won the Miss Universe pageant in 97. Baby Brenda came home today. Gosh, he was in hospital for a long time because he was born in November. He had to be in there for longer than I did. And gymnastics. I couldn't go to teen camp or music camp because I had no money. But I was able to go to Canada's Wonderland. I don't remember going to Canada's Wonderland. So I'm just starting to get a little bit more into church here, it sounds like. Ooh. Bo died on Father's Day. I didn't remember that. My friend's son passed away. My mom cried a lot. I cried when I saw Bo in the casket. His real name was Daryl. Right now I'm at camp and it isn't fun. I did meet a girl named Pam and she's 18 and she's really nice. I actually still know that. Andrea's in my cabin and her friend Heather. I didn't realize that she went to camp as well. Today is my teen camp. So I don't know how I went to teen camp. Somebody must have paid for me. Today's my father's birthday and I haven't written in a couple of days. Today's a sad day. I always wondered why people ended up crying. Now I know because I finally saw the light and the tears were ever flowing. I stood up and said my piece. Then Simon prayed for me and I exploded with tears. This is when I became a Christian and I highlighted it. So it's so weird. I cried and cried more. Then I had to have a very long time. Simon didn't know I was into all the bad stuff and he said it was really cool that I got out of it all on my own. He said I have guts and a lot of strength. If I could conquer that without God's help, what can I also do with God's help? I'm signing off. It's getting quite late. Heather and I talked a lot. I'm not actually friends with Heather at all, but ooh, we had a medieval dinner. Caitlin is being dumb. I don't want to switch bunks since she wants me to, so she can be close to Kaylina. Because she's moving to Ottawa. Oh, I do feel like an outcast. Everyone knows everyone here and they don't want new friends. Pam is a counselor and she doesn't eat with us. I would probably eat with Andrea. She's only 13 or 14, but it's really nice. And we get along good. How cute is that? I'm going to send that to her. Yeah, everybody my own age didn't really like me. Because their friends didn't want them. Peter's back in the picture. I have pictures of him playing the drums. And he also plays bass guitar. So I'm going to keep those and send those to those people. It's so funny. Oh, it's a bunch of newspapers, these. He made us feel good over. I switched bunks because nobody wanted me in there except Pam. Caitlin and Canada said I didn't love them. And they hate me. And just put on an act for everybody. Andrea is 13 and she'll be at music camp. I met a real nice girl named Heather. She's cool. We did a lot of talking. We watch Peter a lot. He doesn't even know I exist. So funny. I didn't realize that I really became friends with Andrea at teen camp. I don't know why Mary's not in here. I like watching Peter's every move. Oh God, I was so obsessed with him. I'm actually writing letters to Michelle in this book, but I never gave them to her. I kept them. It's so weird. They're actually not really saying anything. They're kind of just talking about camp a little bit. Going to Godrich. A lot about Peter. I really like Peter. He plays the drums and bass guitar. Cunning also has a rather good voice. He has an enormous nose. We talked about that nose a lot growing up. He's a very good and big and good musician. Very sweet and caring. And he's a counselor at camp. Today we went to Godrich and had a huge praise and worship. I think I remember doing that. It was very cool. Peter cried and I wanted to give him a hug. He's 17 or 18. He was definitely older than me. Just returned home from music camp. I lost the solo competition, but Suzanne was really good. Pam and I have been writing back and forth. I cried in front of everyone. Joyce came and prayed for me. Peter and some other people did the Spice Girls and dressed up as girls. Peter took my breath away. Peter's going out with a waitress, Amy. I met a couple new girls. Mary from South Windsor from Peter's church. Jenny Dodd wasn't all that bad either. So when did I meet? I met Mary around August the 2nd, 1997. I need to read her. And so I didn't realize that I met Andrea first. Interesting. But I mean, Andrea and I were at the same church. Mary and I weren't. Show that to Mary as well. My first entry about her. I was devastated. Andrea and I were not in the same cabin as everybody. We decided we'd sleep in the car and we'd have fun. We stayed up till 3 in the morning and then we woke up at 9 a.m. Okay. Jenny didn't pick the same as us. Yeah, I think Jenny was only in a couple. And we were in different cabins. So when I was obsessed with Peter and I tried to find him everywhere. Andrea's little sister Allison was a camper for the first time. I remember that. We went and had a campfire. I've highlighted. They had Cry Me Day. I remember calling it that. And I made Mary go up to the preacher's seat and kneel with me, and then I let all the tears fall. I didn't care who was around me. I'm going to keep that. Obviously, I was good friends with Mary then, but I didn't, say much about it. That's so funny. But I highlighted it. Michelle plans to move out with Greg the end of this month to live with him in Toronto. There we go. Michelle's coming. Well, this is when I was reading through the Old Testament. I was reading through the Bible, and I want to make a name somehow for myself. Know as someone important and special. I hope with reading about God's words and doing good things, not bad, I can become someone special and be born all over again with the courage and happiness I deserve, with wonderful changes and opportunities in life and a beautiful and fulfilled life. I wrote down all the Bible verses. I got through the New Testament. Oh, I got to the New Testament. I read all the Old Testament. I am only almost finished Leviticus. So funny. Well, I don't know what it is. Oh, back to school. Summer's over. What is this? Teen USA. I literally was obsessed with these teen pageants. I thought they were the coolest things. I went to my dad's and I was homesick from overeating. I don't even know how that happened because I never over it. Jamie broke up with Fawn again. I was collecting pop tabs for Pam. I remember that. I received a postcard from Mary. She's in Vancouver visiting her aunt. I was reading all the Club Stephanie books. On the 31st of August, the legendary Princess Diana died. They had a huge funeral and had it go on for hours. She was a remarkable person and didn't find her royalty around and didn't flaunt her royalty around. Her children, William 15 and Harry 12, don't flaunt their royalty around either. They act and dress like normal human beings. Prince William is next in line for king, and he has to live with his father, and they have to change their lives forever. The children's father do flaunt his royalty and is very stuck up. The two princes will surely rebel against their father and lead their mother's lives, even though she's put to rest. Elton John has written Candle in the Wind. She is a very special person who loved the world and everyone in it. She gave everything to the poor and sick. Also today, I believe Mother Teresa died. Two famous people in and around 1 week. What in the world's coming to? This was a tragic death of Princess Diana, and it ended her life of happiness all too soon. She was 5 minutes from happiness, and in 2 seconds everything went down the drain. This is a sad week for millions of people. She was loved by tons. I know that it was Diana's time and she had her purpose, and this purpose was clearly shown throughout the world. God bless her and keep her safe in your loving arms. I had to do a baby project at school. I don't even know what this was, but trying to get Courtney to come to Acquire the Fire. I loved Acquire the Fire. I went to the Acquire the Fire, and Peter didn't come, but Pam did. Andrew and I were together almost all of the time, except when we had to go to separate hotel rooms. I loved Acquire the Fire. I was forgiven for what I had done. cried my eyes out, and Pam came up and put her arm around me. Then she started crying, and she had been tempted to smoke, but didn't. I was glad to share this moment with her. It made me cry even more to see her pain. Diary, I am slowly building a great relationship with God, and I enjoy singing His praise and reading His holy word. Oh yeah, I forgot Pam was into cows. I bought her a stuffed cow. Aww. I was actually really close with her. Michelle called me when I returned home, and it was great to hear from her. I'm almost at the end of this diary, which is good because it's getting so long. I now join a Christian Bible study group who gets together every Tuesday from 3 to 3:45. And then I go to cadets. Wednesday we started Mother-Daughter Night. I love Mother-Daughter Nights. Thursday's junior choir, timbrels, band. And every other Thursday is senior choir. My plate is full on it. It keeps my mind off a lot of things and makes me not pay attention to any problems I have or loneliness I feel. Okay. That's good. I met Andrea's twin cousin boys. They are 17, named Matthew and Michael. More info needed. Oh, that's funny. Oh, I skipped a whole page. Fairy Tale. Do I remember going to see Fairy Tale? October 28th. Today I found out that Simon asked the nurse Allison to marry him, and she said yes. Wow. And Monday I went off a cliff for Daniel's second birthday. Adorable child. I don't know what Fairy Tale is. But I've got the stubs. It's so weird. Hmm. 11 days till my birthday. Babysitting like crazy. My dad took my brother to Niagara Falls. Dad wasn't mad that I used my money for church trip or that I got to the church. He told me just don't become a nun. I said that was way out of the question. Library finds, apparently. Yesterday was Christmas Day. I received Jessie puzzle, watched Michelle box set, Unfinished Sympathy, Michelle Kwana, Tara Lipinski, Holiday in Your Heart, Tender Years, The Little Angel Movie, Now and Then, VeggieTales Christmas. Wow, 1998, WWJD book, WWJD cassette. Prairie 17, Sandy Patty Christmas, Best Friend Necklace from Jenny, and Best Friend Necklace Allison. And a diary. Noah's Ark statue, dolphin figurine, angel figurine, coffee mug, custard puddles, jogging suit, gift cards. Wow, I received a lot of stuff. Tomorrow I'm going to see Titanic. Far out. I don't even know how many times I saw Titanic, but I'm telling you, it was a lot. Mostly with Andrea. Today I went to see Titanic with Andrea and her family. It was 3 hours and 10 minutes long. The lady who told the story was actually one of the 11 people who were saved and survived. It was the best movie, and Leonardo DiCaprio was so hot. And Miss Galloway kept talking to Steph to close her eyes at the bad parts and close her ears at the bad words. Uh, it's so funny. Kelsey is turning into a real snot, talking back to everyone. I think she's going to be trouble when she gets older. Oh, Kelsey Nicole. I really need to let you see that. Man, this is getting really loud. Sorry. Oh my gosh, and you keep falling. I hope to grow spiritually in God ways and start fresh by making a schedule, giving myself time to read my Bible. It will be the same during the week, different holidays, weekends. It will look like this. And then I wrote a schedule. That's so funny. My Bible time was between 10 and 10:30. Oh, and okay, I have a whole bunch of pages that I didn't write, but that is the end of that. Funny. Oh, that was good. My friends are Glenna, Jenna, Melissa, Michelle, Gary, Jeff, Summer, Suzanne, Tally. Who was Natalie Watkins? I remember it was Natalie Watkins, not Tally. Katie, D, Kate, W, Pam, Andrea, Jenny, Jesus, Courtney, Christina, W, and Sarah Armstrong. Grandma Selenesi died May the 6th. Uncle Joe needs surgery for cancer. Far out. So he had his first cancer in 97. He's still having it off and on. That's crazy. Bill McQuiggan died June 15th. He was 21 years old. He drowned in the lake. Princess Diana dies August 31st. And Mother Teresa died September 5th. That was a book full of things. Oh. I didn't have this for even a year, did I? I started it, maybe close to a year. I started it September 15th. And when did it end? Oh, yeah, a whole year. Oh, that's good. Okay, well, that was the rest of me. That was almost my whole year of turning 60. Interesting.